of jewelry that, you know, my mom gave me. And then this is the story behind it. Here it is in Elizabeth's book.
Well, that book allowed us to do this collection, so
Right.
it was really cool that Elizabeth did it.
Yes, and really great that it's here back for you today. So Khadijah is wearing so elegantly a pin that has an incredible story behind it, because it is the Elizabeth Taylor pin, but it is the diamond Windsor feather pin. This will not be brought back in stock. The model making on this and the hand setting on this, if you know fine jewelry, you can look in here and take a look at the over 7 carats of simulated diamonds and understand that this piece of history, this beautiful pin, is one of the most exquisitely crafted pieces in the entire collection. It's about a $50 savings down to a clearance price. It will not be reordered again. We call that a retirement piece, and it's on 5 easy payments of $24.99. And we've talked about major love affairs that might have changed, that definitely, not might have, that did change the world. And we're taking a look at Wallis Simpson here,
Right.
the Duchess of Windsor, whose love affair, whose marriage changed the history of the world.
Of England. Well, yes. And you know what's interesting? It just occurred to me. What's interesting about this is that Elizabeth bought this piece of jewelry when it came up for auction. She had a relationship with the Duchess of Windsor, and she loved this pin. The Prince of Wales brooch, it's the 3 feathers, and she was married to Richard, who was Welsh. So it meant a lot to her,
Right.
and she loved it. And, you know, the Duchess, I don't know what you call her, the Duchess said, you know, go ahead and have it copied. And Elizabeth said, God, no, I couldn't do that. That wouldn't be right. So when it came up for auction, she really felt like it was meant to be hers. And the money went to AMFAR, the AIDS Foundation that she had co-founded. So she felt that it was worth it to do it, because it's quite expensive. I think it was like $750,000.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Elizabeth was collecting a piece of history, and she recognized that history. And now, actually, for you guys, you're able to buy a piece of history, but of Elizabeth Taylor's. But Elizabeth Taylor was into collecting the Duchess of Windsor's history.
Right.
So, right, isn't that kind of cool?
It is so cool. You know, I worked very closely with the amazing designer Kenneth J. Lane years ago on a collection, and I remember him talking about the fact that the Duchess of Windsor would go to Paris with a piece of jewelry and say to the courtier, to the beautiful designer, now design me an outfit to wear around this piece of jewelry. Not, oh, I have a Wallis blue dress, which she was famous for, and now let me go out and get jewelry for it. It was like, okay, here's the pin. Make me an outfit
Right. No,
around
Elizabeth
it.
would do that too. Like if she wanted to wear her emerald, she'd say to Valentino, the
Yes.
designer,
You're not going to the
"Can
local
you-
dressmaker. You're
you
going
could-"
to Valentino,
Well, yeah, no.
Givenchy, right?
Right, right. So then she would ask him to design
Around
she
that
knew-
piece of
Well,
jewelry.
when you have jewelry like that, my
Why
God,
not,
of course.
right?
And Elizabeth and they were very good friends.
Right.
They really enjoyed each other.
There's a wonderful series called American Princesses on the Smithsonian Channel, one of my favorite channels, and actually the whole story of Wallis Simpson was just on last night. So and it was just sort of providential, because I was, you know, watching it, and they were talking more about their love, not about her impeccable taste for jewelry, but she was famous, both these women, famous in a very different way for the jewelry, for their style, for what their impact on the world. And this is one of those pieces that if you love jewelry with a history behind it, and I do, like if I saw 2 pieces of jewelry, both very pretty, both exactly the same price, but one had this amazing story behind it, and the other one was just pretty, I'm going for the story every single
Right,
time, because I
right.
love to be at a cocktail party and someone says, oh, I love your pin. And then you launch into the story, and suddenly you've got a new group of friends around you that you never thought you'd have before. Sadly, this is being retired. The way that we have to make this is beyond amazing. I'm going to actually turn it sideways for you, because it has such dimension, and that is rare in a piece that is not cast in platinum and hand set with diamonds.
Well, that's why we do it in brass, so that we can actually do it's strong enough to do
Beautiful.
that. And I was shocked at how amazing a job they were able to do in matching the original.
The original.
I didn't know beforehand. Otherwise, we would have had all of Elizabeth's jewelry
Right.
copied, you know, in
Right.
costumes. So we would have had the collection.
Right.
Somebody suggested we do that, and I thought, well, they'll never be able to make it look real. Well, actually,
real.
you really
Yeah,
can.
it feels, the weight, the look is so real. And I have to tell you that over 150 of these beautiful pins have already been ordered. We only have 200 remaining forever. And then, you know, this
Which
is
is
one of
really
those
a
mold
shame.
breaking, not coming back kind of moments. And yet, in another way, I think it's really so special because you think that there are only 200 women across the country. We're in over 100 million homes at any moment we
Oh,
could
that's
be.
true. That's a good point.
That only 200
Yeah.
women have this pin, and this becomes that legacy.
So it's like collecting
that you
art.
pass down. It is that you pass down from generation to generation. So stunning. There, of course, is the Duchess of Windsor, Wallis Simpson, an American woman who changed the face of the earth, and then there is her diamond Windsor feather pin that now is part of our Elizabeth Taylor collection.
And you can read more about Elizabeth's relationship with the Duchess in My Love Affair
In the
with
book.
Jewelry, because
So-
we didn't get a chance to talk about it enough.
So buy the book with every piece of jewelry because you will love it. Okay, brand new today.